We've got some updates on the MAGA Civil War between Bannon and Musk. And while the mainstream press has declared Musk the winner because Trump came out and said that he supports H-1B visas, not only because that's how he staffs Mar-a-Lago, but that's how he imports his mistresses, who sometimes become his wives. But the battle is not over. So on Bannon's side, you've got the explicit white supremacists, the self-described white nationalists, the neo-Yahtzee types. And on Elon's side, you've got the tech billionaires. You've got the class of Republicans who've been funding the white nationalists for the last 10 years. And their priority is always going to be maximizing profits. And the way that they're doing that with the H-1B visas is they import cheaper labor for high-skilled jobs, and then they treat those people like indentured servants. Because if they get fired, and this is the threat, they will get kicked out of the country. That is why they accept horrific working conditions and salaries that are far below what the market would call for if they weren't so desperate to stay in these positions. Again, because they want to stay in the country, not necessarily because they want to be Elon Musk or Peter Thiel's indentured servants. Now, Elon Musk is spending his time on Twitter since he's been declared the victor by the mainstream press, trying to signal to the white supremacists who really did like him up until about a week ago that he's still one of them by retweeting a bunch of fascist and neo-Yahtzee branded accounts. Steve Bannon, however, has not changed his messaging whatsoever. He's using his Twitter alternate, this Twitter clone called Getter, and he's going directly at Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy. And now there are two things that people have noted from my last video. Is one, that Trump doesn't care about voters anymore because he's not getting elected again. And two, that Elon Musk's money makes him more powerful than Steve Bannon. And I want to push back on both of those. So first, a fascist leader always needs the mob to be on his side. So he can't lose his base. He has to cater to his base. Yes, the billionaires, the oligarchs are helpful and can be essential. Without the mob, without the MAGA racists, Donald Trump has no power, because it is the mob that brings the threat of violence. For those who truly believe, and this is not true, that we're never going to have an election again, it's the mob that keeps someone in power, whether we have a democracy or not. That is the tool of the fascists. They cannot rule without the mob. Now, on the second point, about Elon Musk's money making him more influential than Steve Bannon, I can understand that. A lot of people believe, and it's true to a certain extent, that money buys elections. But my background is in researching the extremist movements in this country. And I can tell you that Steve Bannon is a master manipulator. He's far more savvy when it comes to influencing not just the far right, but mainstream politics than Elon Musk ever could be. Elon Musk cannot and will not buy consultants who are better than Steve Bannon at what Steve Bannon does. So Steve Bannon is using his Twitter clone Getter to continue to push this message to undermine the Doge Committee. So while Donald Trump and Elon Musk and all of the Trump campaign's influencers are going to try and tell you that there's no MAGA Civil War and whatever disagreement was, it's over, until Steve Bannon changes his tune, the war is not ending. And Elon Musk is going to lose. Because at the end of the day, the thing that got Trump elected was the racist, xenophobic movement to stop immigration of all kinds. Elon Musk, Vivek Ramaswamy, and the rest of the billionaires wanting there to be a carve-out for these H-1B visas, they do not hold a candle of influence compared to Steve Bannon's ability to seed narratives that not only drive the MAGA base, but influence the national discussion. Again, Donald Trump never would have won anything but for Steve Bannon's influence. So the MAGA Civil War continues.